Next up is verse 15 of Proverbs chapter 31. She sleeps in and waits for her husband to bring her warm coffee. She then gets up and dusts before taking a nap, and then waiting for the servant girls to prepare dinner. What a life. Oh, that's not there? She gets up while it is still dark. She provides food for her family and portions for her servants' girls. Once again, holding the family together. We got so much stuff going on. How's it going to get done? I've got to get up early and do it. I cannot tell you how many times at our family this happens. We love to have everybody to our house. Every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, every Easter, everybody comes to our house. And we are spoiled. We expect certain food. My wife makes these cheesy potatoes that are out of this world. A calorie count out of this world. Desserts, carrot cakes. She does not get up in the morning and snap her fingers and it's done. She's up at like 6 o'clock in the morning making sure, because I'm kind of crazy. If she tells me dinner's served at 2 o'clock, guess what I want? Dinner 2 o'clock with cheesy potatoes, and I want the hot rolls coming out of the oven at 2 o'clock. Now, how do you do that? Well, moms get up early to make sure that's done. Holds the family together. And this doesn't have to be just a religious family. I grew up with a mom like this. And my dad was not a believer. But my mom would get up early. We never missed a Sunday at church because of my mom. My dad would get up, and every Sunday he had a local bar that he hung out at. Remember that show Cheers, where everybody knows your name? Yeah. That's the kind of bar my dad hung at. I mean, small. You walked in, and I went there a lot because my dad got along with the bar owner. He had keys. So on Saturday mornings, my dad would go and kind of clean up, and I had the place to myself. I'm playing on the pool table. I'm playing you guys might remember this. They had a bowling game that had a little metal puck, and they would put dust on the thing, and you slide it down there. It had the little pins that would snap up. You ever seen that? And my dad would give me the thing. I'd be playing that thing all day long. My dad did that on Sunday mornings. Got up, got the bar ready. You know what my mom did? My mom got up early, made us breakfast, and off to the little corner church we went every week. Moms that do those things can literally hold a family together. I mean, I knew my dad wasn't a believer, but it didn't affect us because my mom loved God, still does, loved our family, and loved my dad. And he respected her and had confidence in her. And so on Sunday mornings, he knew we were going to be gone, we were going to church. When we go to campgrounds, and we camped a lot when we were kids, my dad would kind of drive around to find a local little Bible church, because when we went camping, we still went to church on Sunday mornings. Why? My mom held that family together. She never complained about my dad, and my dad was a handful to live with. He was a crusty soul. But my mom held us together. I was thinking of this picture. I don't know about you, but I am obsessed with these wooden tables with the epoxy in the middle. Ever seen these? There's one on YouTube that I follow called Blacktail Studio. I can't imagine how expensive these things are, but I love the way that they look. They get these two beautiful slabs of wood, and then they pour this epoxy through them. And what you can't see is the epoxy then runs underneath the wood. And when he's done and he lifts it up, it is literally one piece, because that glue, that epoxy that is poured, took this broken piece, because you can look at the top there's a fully broken chunk just sitting in the middle of that epoxy. And now it is one solid piece because there's glue that holds it all together. This is what the wife of great character does. She gets up early. She does good. Her husband has full confidence in her, and now all of a sudden a family that could be scattered is held together by somebody who has biblical character traits. Now what should drive us to have those kind of biblical character traits? Well, the first thing is, don't you like the sound of this family? And if you like this, you got to come back tonight, because the end result of this family is pretty amazing. How they function and operate almost as one, all because of these relationships they have with one another. The reason that these things happen is because this wife, and I'll give you a little sneak peek. Don't tell anybody. Let me see. Oh, yes. Go to verse 30. This is your last one for tonight. This is like bonus night. You know how 12 is a dozen and a farmer's dozen is 13? This is number 13. You want to know why this happens? You want to know the glue that the mom's using to hold this all together? Charm is deceptive, beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. That's the secret of this noble woman of great character, is at the base of all of it. She has a relationship with God, fears Him, reveres Him,